Hello smart investors, welcome to Real Estate Made Easy. This is where you learn important tips on how to become a smart investor as well as how to avoid costly mistakes other people are making. Today we'll be discussing an important topic, that is how to know the difference between buying and investing in real estate, which is better. So you're going to be the judge at the end of this video. Now let us understand the basics first. What is buying real estate? What does it really entail? Why do people buy real estate? Now, people buy because of comfort. People buy because of security. People buy because they want to free themselves from the stress they are currently going through, either from their landlord or from the environment they find themselves. They just want to have a place called their own. Perhaps in their rented apartment, the landlord is not responsible, he doesn't do any repairs, he is not even maintaining the house. Perhaps when they are sleeping, the roof of the building is leaking. So all this frustration and many more is one of the reasons why some people actually want to have a place called their own. Some it may be because they want to avoid unnecessary harassment. Every year and then their neighbors and everything always complaining this, always complaining that. So they actually want a place called their own. And that's why people actually want to buy real estate, because perhaps, particularly for Nigerians in diaspora, when they come back to Nigeria, they do not want to stay with the family, they do not want to rent. So now that we understand why people buy real estate, now let us understand why do people invest in real estate. People invest in real estate solely because they want to enjoy profit. They want to have return on investment. They want their money to work for them. So their own is not because their landlord is giving them stress, or because the roof is leaking. No, their own is profit making. They want to maximize their gains. They want a source that can easily give them back the double or even triple of whatever it is they have used in acquiring that property. So their own interest, their own focus is to maximize gain, to maximize profit. Take for instance real estate developers. Many of these people, for instance, they can, let's assume somebody who buys 50 to 100 acres of land, and at the rate of, let's say, 1 million naira per plot. What does he really want to do? He wants to resell. He's buying the property because he wants to make profit. Now, if this person buys this property now, after buying it, he takes physical possession of the property. He does the clearing. After the clearing, let's say for instance now, each plot that he bought for 1 million naira, he decides to sell it at the rate of 1.5 or even 1.6 million naira per plot. After a while, he can decide to, of course, perfect his title. After perfecting his title, he may decide to not know what. Let him or her do perimeter fencing. Somebody who is investing in real estate, his own aim, as I've earlier said, is to maximize profit. So after he has bought the property, like for example, these real estate developers, what do? And like I told you, they buy property in large quantity. Let's say, for instance, 50 to 100 acres. This person now, at the rate of, let's say, 1 million naira per plot. After he has added some values to it, he decides to now, okay, he wants to sell, open it up to the market. After doing the necessary clearing, he gives it at the rate of 1.2 to 1.5 million naira per plot. After a while, he does the perimeter fencing. He puts the interlock there. He puts the gate house. As he's adding this value to this property, the next thing he tries to perfect his title to take full possession of the property. He's adding more value to this property. After a while, a property that he bought at the rate of 1 million naira, that he started selling at the rate of 1.2 to 1.5, the same property can easily go for 5 million naira, 6 million naira and above. This is not new. Those who are conversant with real estate investment in Lagos can testify how some of these real estate developers, how they sell this offer. Particularly when they are even launching, they may call it pre-launch offer, and so you see the price is usually cheap. But once they've taken some possession, they've added more value to it, the property begins to appreciate the more. Now you understand these core differences between what? Buying real estate and investing in real estate. So the two are not the same. And so what you want to get at the end of the day is not also the same thing. So that you've understood the difference between buying real estate and investing in real estate, the next thing you must understand is what are the processes you must actually follow to ensure that you are making the right decision and you are avoiding costly mistakes that can actually give you heartache later in future. So these are these processes that you must actually follow. Number one, you must analyze. Have a clear understanding of why you are buying what you are buying. If you are looking at land, for instance, are you looking for a short-term investment or a long-term investment? If you are looking for a long-term investment, you may look at emerging markets. Is there a place government is actually doing one thing or the other, one in real estate and in the environment? For instance, now look at Lagos Ibadan express road. That road alone brings a lot of value to people who want to invest along that corridor. Either you want to invest in Lagos State, you want to invest in Ogun State, whether you want to invest in Ibadan. Look at another example of, look at the Lagos Abeokuta Ibadan railway. Along those axes again is another opportunity for people to actually maximize real estate investment. That if you are looking at landed property. If you're also looking at Ibeji-Lekki, for instance, look at the free trade zone. Look at where the axis of the proposed international airport. Look at where we have the fourth mainland beach coming up. These are also a emerging market that you may want to consider as a smart investor to actually tap into if you are looking for longer term investment, looking at landed property. We talk about forecasting. So forecasting gives you an idea into how to actually maximize the opportunity you want to do. So look at emerging markets, for instance, like I've told you. You need to consider, is there the presence of industries? That industrialization, are people setting up new companies, new factories? Is government doing one project or the other in those axes? This because as there are opportunity for people to earn living, there is also opportunity for people to have a place to put their heads. So if you know that these are places, that's why in real estate there's a statement that asks where people are going to and buy the land before they get it. Because when you understand where people are going, where people are earning money, where people are trooping in, migrating, leaving their state, moving to that community, leaving their own house self and go and rent in a place. For instance, now if you are working on Lagos Island and you are living Sango, you know it's quite difficult. Or you are working in Victoria Island and you are living in Ikorodu, you know it's quite difficult. So and you are earning and you are fortunate to have a good job that's paying you well. Would you rather leave your own house in Ikorodu and find a rental apartment in this neighborhood that is fetching you your income? That is what you must also consider as a smart investor. So you must look at the neighborhood and look at the commercial value that your investment can actually present to you. Another process you must then follow again is the budget. You must have an ideal budget to be able to make the right decision. Title perfection is another thing you must not take lightly. Ensure that after taking possession of your property, make sure that you register your title, your deed of assignment, your survey should be registered and should be lodged. This is to prevent untold story and untold hardship later in future, because you'll be able to claim full ownership of the property. Many people have actually lost out big time when they are supposed to be earning because of the fact that they don't even have the proper documentation when they were making the purchase of their investment. Some people don't even know where the receipt of their land they bought 10-15 years ago is at the moment. So I believe you do not want to be in that shoe. So make sure that you perfect your title, your CFO in your name, or you governor person, to ensure that full ownership of that property is yours, and in future you can claim full ownership of it. That's very, very important. So make sure that you do not miss out from taking full ownership of your property. Another thing you must then do is also improvement. You must add improvement to the land you are buying to give you a good return on investment. That is one of the case study real estate investors usually utilize. For instance, now they buy property, they put gate house, they put perimeter fencing, they put drainage and all of this. So by the time you want to buy from them, you are going to buy it at a better rate, because it's different from somebody else who is just bush you are buying. Somebody is clearing the land for you already. So when you buy that land, don't just leave it like that. Ensure you do the clearing. When you after doing the clearing, ensure you take the physical possession, put perimeter fencing, put gate house. So now that you have added value to your property, you've perfected your document, you have put perimeter fencing, you've renovated the building you bought. You don't just you bought a building for short let or for rental purpose, and then every time your tenants are telling you that the roof is leaking and the prepaid meter is no longer working, and you are not doing anything about it, you are not going to maximize that gain. But by the time you put security into the building you have bought, you put surveillance camera there, there's a gate man opening the gate for them, there's somebody disposing their refuse for them, there's somebody opening the gate, ensuring that you are giving more value to this property you have acquired. You'll be able to charge more for it as well, and in the return earn better for it. The same thing goes to if you have a landed property you have acquired, either in acres or in hectares, and then you've decided to perfect the title in your name, you've done the clearing, you put perimeter fencing and gate house, you put interlock and all of this. As you are doing all of these things, the value of that property, that land is not the same. So when somebody needs your property, need your land, for example, either for lease, for rent and what have you, you imagine how much you'll be charging. So that is to ensure that you've added value to it, and that value you have added to it ensure that you are going to get better return on it. The last but not the least of the processes you must ensure when buying or investing in real estate is to actually to exercise patience. Real estate investment is basically a long-term investment. If you want to maximize either your return on investment or the purpose why you are making your purchase, it is not a get rich quick scheme. It's not something you can easily dispose like that if you really want to maximize. So you must have your mindset properly set, and you must have your expectation properly set, so that you don't give yourself unnecessary heartache, and this is not appreciating, this is not this is not that. You must exercise patience. You must know the right time to buy, the right time to add value, and the right time to dispose, that is to sell, to rent, or to let. This I believe you have understood, and it's very simple. Now that you've understood different processes that you must follow whether you are buying real estate or you are investing in real estate, now let us understand how to actually invest in real estate. Now looking at either you are buying or you are investing, putting the concept down as investment. How do you invest in real estate? What are the mediums by which you can actually maximize the opportunities real estate investment in Nigeria, particularly Lagos, Abuja, and its environs, giving you opportunity to maximize your gain? Where are the avenue for you to invest in real estate? Now you can either invest in land banking, you can invest in rental apartment or for rental income, you can invest in an off plan, and you can invest as an investor, as a financier, as somebody who is doing the sponsorship. Let me now break this down. Let's talk about land banking. Land banking is one golden opportunity many people have used to become rich and wealthy. Many people can tell you the story of how they bought a particular piece of land when it was just selling for 300, 400, 1 million naira, and the same property is now selling for 5 million naira, 6 million naira. If people are some people are even begging them to buy it for 7 million naira, and they say no, I'm not selling. What have they done? They actually bought as an investor during the process of what? Land banking. What is land banking? Land banking entails that you are buying a piece of land or hectares of land for the purpose of resale later in future. That is, your goal is to resell that property later in future, not now, not 2 years ago, not 3 years to come, not 4 years to come, but later in future. The future actually, when it comes to land investment, can actually be anytime from 1 year, 2 years and above. But you must know that it is not just immediate. That is one thing you must understand. So people who have bought property in hectares in Victoria land, for instance, 15 years ago, for the rate of, let's say, 5 million naira per plot, imagine the worth of property in those assets as at today. So that is what we call land banking. A plot of land in Lekki phase 1 now, if you don't have between 200 and above, and when I say 200, I mean 200 million naira and above, you can't even price a good piece of land. So note that land banking is a good opportunity. As a smart investor, you should take advantage of. So and of course, how are you supposed to do that? I've already explained to you. You must look at the emerging market, you must look at the presence of government or industry in that environment to ensure that you are making the right investment decision. And not only that, I've also told you how you must take possession of your property and how to ensure that your property is safe and free from all form of encumbrance. Let us talk about rental apartment, rent or other apartments or block of flats. So this is another opportunity by which you can maximize gain if you are investing in real estate. For instance, now you don't even have to be the one to build for yourself. You can look for a trustworthy developer who can bid for you. Block of flats, let's say where there are students imagine Unilag is very close by, as many other institutions around you that you know people need hostel, people need, or in an environment where there are so many offices around, you can build for short let, you can build for rental. So all of this will give you additional income for you to actually maximize as a smart investor. So rental apartment, rent for short let or for normal renting is another avenue for you to invest in real estate, and this is something that does not delay your original budget. So if you already have a particular amount of money you have used to acquire the property, between 5 to 10 years time you may actually get back your capital while the property itself is still generating you wealth. This wealth will continue in your lifetime. You may even transfer it to your children. That is one secret rental apartment gives to the owner. So as a smart investor, you may want to consider rental apartment, rental short-let and what have you, for you to maximize opportunity in real estate. Real estate financing gives you another opportunity for you to maximize gains in real estate. So now, as a smart investor, now you already know that you don't have the luxury of time to start chasing developer, contractor, this and that. Oh, this one has not delivered. The capital is not serious. This one is not doing, the plumber is not doing well. You don't have that luxury of time, but you have the money, and you want to make the profit. You want to enjoy the return on investment. So what you need to do is to identify smart, reputable, and accountable developers. You can then talk to them. Okay, I have this money, I can finance your project. Now, as you are financing the project, you already have a gentleman agreement signed and reviewed by your lawyer to ensure that your contract is well protected and your interest is well safeguarded. Now, for every unit of apartment you are building, this is what is going to be mine, this is what is going to be yours. You already have this. So this will give you another opportunity for you to ensure that you make the best of investment when it comes to real estate, because the demand for affordable housing is on the high rise. That is the fact. So you as a smart investor, and you have the money, other people have the time and energy to do it. So you can always look for people who can help you in that regard. You can also maximize real estate investment through financing, either by sponsorship as well. Maybe you've identified a community. This community now, they need transformer. This community now, they need this, they need that, and they have this land there, or they even want to sell the land, but they don't have the money to do the clearing. So either the community or the developer, you can approach either of them. Okay, if I clear this land for you in this community, what is going to be mine? They may tell you, okay, if you clear for every acres you clear, we are going to give you one plot. And then you are clearing 50 acres, you are clearing 100 acres. You may even negotiate better, and maybe instead of one plot, you have 1.5 plots. So imagine how many plots of land you'll be getting. And what do you need just for you to mobilize men to decide and do the clearing? Chike now finish, and you are making a lot of profit, because each plot that belongs to you, imagine how much is going to be the value. That is what you can do. Like I've earlier said, also you can also approach the real estate developer. You can give them the same money as well. Okay, you're already building. Okay, this block of flats you are building, this semi-detached you are building, this bungalow you are building. Okay, how much do you need for me to support you in this project? Okay, we need XYZ amount. Okay, if I give you XYZ amount, what's going to be my return? You already have this gentleman agreement signed and reviewed by a lawyer. You can maximize this gain as well. As a smart investor, you don't need to have the land in your name. You don't need to have a roof to call, this is my house, but yet you can enjoy the return on investment, because that is what is. Off-plan projects, another advantage you can maximize when it comes to, let's say, investment, because if you are investing via off-plan project, it means that you are investing and you are buying that building when it is yet to be completed. So you are buying at the foundational stage. You are buying as an investor, so the price is going to be different from the market value when the building is completed. So this gives you another advantage for you to be able to save costs. It also gives you an advantage to save yourself of stress as well as the time. So you'll be able to ensure that you buy at that initial stage. It also gives you an opportunity to be able to see what goes on in the construction process. Are they using the right materials? Are they using materials that are of good quality? So this you can tell, because you can see what the developer is doing. So if you buy that, for instance, now, whether for rental or for a place you want to use for short-let, you are going to be buying it at a much lower price, and you imagine when it is completed, you can either sell that property or give it out for rental, and that is going to give you another amazing return on investment as a smart investor. Hope you understand that. Which of these different ways of investing in real estate do you really like? Which one have you done? Which one are you looking towards doing? Feel free to let me know your view in the comment section. And by the way, if you are yet to subscribe to this channel, my brother, my sister, you are amazing now big time. Please do not make the mistake. Ensure that you subscribe right away, turn on the notification button, and of course like our video, so that more people can as well get access to this kind of valuable information that can enable them to make smart investment decisions that can save them untold hardship later on in future. Thank you. Now you already know that one of the things we do on this platform is to give you honest review and analysis. So now I'll be talking about the risk that you must understand either of whether you want to buy the property, whether you want to buy real estate or you want to invest in real estate, you must understand the risk that is associated with that so that you can make an informed decision. There are some risks that you must understand. So your understanding of the risk enables you to be prepared for it. Some you may not even know this risk will occur, but that you know this risk is likely to occur gives you a better advantage at solving the problem whenever it arises. So what are they? Number one is government factor. Government factor. Perhaps when you bought the land now, we talked about land banking. You bought the land, at the time you bought the land, you've ensured that the land is free from government encumbrances, the land is free from money wahala. You've done all of this, it's true. But later on, when you bought the property, government realized that there's need for us to do a fourth mainland bridge, or this place now there's need for us to do this project, or they actually discover oil on your plot of land that, and of course in acres. What do you think government will do? Government interest will override personal interest, so government may want to take possession of that. So that is something you don't have control over. Another factor is that government policies also changes. A place that earlier been excised that exception can also be revoked. So government policies at times changes as well. For instance, the place that when you are buying the property, you were told that this place is free from government acquisition, is free from money wahala and what have you. But now, after so many years, you realize that that place is now under a government cover because the exception that was earlier granted has been revoked. A new governor is now in the office, and of course whatever it is that has been done before, there's need for us to review, and of course we are passing this new policy. That of course is something you may not be able to influence as at the time you are making your investment decision. So government policy, government factor, you cannot take that away as a risk factor you must consider when you are investing in real estate. Another risk factor you must also consider is what we call legal battle. Yes, at the time you are buying the property, for instance, now you bought from Omonile, and when you are buying from Omonile, every member of the family agree that yes, we are selling this land and we agree to sell it for this price, and yes, I consent, everybody was consenting, and you thought yes, you made the right decision. Your lawyer was also there to ensure that everything was done well. But later on, somebody just came, no, this property has earlier been sold to me. In fact, this is the receipt I have on it. In fact, I've done my own, I've perfected my title, I've done this, I've done that. Imagine that now. Or even they claim that there was nobody even knew about before. Somebody just bought it out. So what's going to be of advantage is how strong your own case is. So if your argument is stronger than the other person, you may win the case, and if it's the otherwise, you may lose. So that is one thing you must understand. Legal battle when we are investing in real estate. You doing the right thing at the right time at the initial stage may save you a lot of stress and heartache later on in future. That is why I told you the processes must actually ensure you do, and how to ensure you perfect your title, because whenever this case arises, what's going to be your own evidence? When you are buying this property, this is the receipt you have for it. You've verified from this thing was free. You have your seal of food. You have done your this. You have done your that. So all these are things that may be in your favor. So even if you have done all of this, at this legal battle can still show up. So just be prepared that even when it shows up, you are better prepared to face it. So that's another tips, and that's another risk you must be prepared for. Another risk you must also be aware of is the environmental factor. Yes, many people when they are buying property, they buy during the dry season. So when they inspected the property as at that time, maybe everywhere was dry, they could easily drive their car to the place, and now by the time they want to develop, it's during the rainy season, and they realize that even the road leading to that place, you cannot even pass it when it is raining, or there was no drainage, or it is erosion prone. These are environmental factors. Maybe at the time you are buying the property, one industry, that manufacturing industry was not there. Now you are already, it's now your immediate neighbor, and you hate noise. How prepared you are will also enables you to know how you can actually save that and face the challenge when it arises. Another risk you must also be aware of is what we call the economic factor. Economic factor is something that can have a negative impact on your real estate investment. Take for instance recession. During the time of recession, a lot of people could not even afford to pay their rent. So if you're a landlord and your tenants are not paying, how would you feel? Not that your tenant doesn't want to pay, but because he or she is also not earning enough or does not have enough. So this is something you may not have prepare your mind for. Also look at another factor being the COVID-19. During COVID-19, a lot of businesses were shut down. A lot of industry could not even function appropriately. These were things that many people didn't prepare for. So these are risks. As an investor, you must be prepared for psychologically that things could come up, and how you react to it determines how well you come out of it. Now finally on this episode, let us talk about how to make money. Now, because you know as an investor what is important to you is the money aspect. How are you going to make your money? How can you maximize your gain? So I will also give you tips on how to make money from your real estate investment. Number one is, don't forget, I've earlier told you, you must add value. Value addition is very important. So if when you have purchased the land of your dream in your desired location, the next important thing you must do is to add value to it. Ensure that you perfect your title. Ensure that you take physical possession. Ensure that you have done the perimeter fencing so it will prevent people, strangers coming into your land and encroach your land, doing your land for farming. So by the time now they want to harvest, that's the time you say you want to do your own foundation, and then by the time you say come and clear your maize, trouble may come, and this man is wicked, that woman does not have empathy. So you need to avoid that. So by the time you have taken physical possession of your property, you've done the perimeter fencing, you have added value to it. When somebody wants to rent it, when somebody wants to use it, the person needs to take your consent. So that is one. Another thing you must also do, you can do to gain money from your property, you can decide to sell it. Whether it's the house you bought when it was an offline project, now that place is a big place, you can decide to sell the house after the building is completed. And if it is landed property you have already acquired, you can decide to sell it to give you your money back in bulk. That another thing you can do to make money is, of course, you can lease, you can rent, and you can, of course, you can give fit out for short lets. If landed property, for instance, is what you have acquired, you can decide to lease it out for people who want to use it, let's say now for car park, for event center. These are places that it doesn't involve more of physical stuff, because by the time they want to use car park, they know the time the vehicle comes in, they know the time the vehicle goes out. So you already know that this place, for every vehicle that park into this garage, this is how much people are making. So you already can make money when you are not ready to build their property, but the land is there giving you value. So you can lease the property, or somebody wants to use it for a storage facility, so that can give you money. So either you can lease your property, either in land, either the landed property, or even your house. In this case, when you lease, it's different from when you rent. When you lease for a longer period, for 5 years, 6 years, 10 years, and so on and so forth, depending on the agreement that is most suitable to you. So when you lease, you can make money. So rental value is another opportunity for you to make money when you invest in real estate. So when you have the property you have acquired, land or what have you, when you rent it out, you can look for the people who are building, like I earlier told you, give it to them. This time you don't even need to do the management. There are a lot of agencies out there that what they do is to manage the rental, your house for you. They are the one looking for who will rent. They are the one making sure that the tenant pay at the right time. So this is not your own headache. As a smart investor, this is an opportunity for you to actually maximize. If your goal is to make profit, so you can rent out what you have acquired, you can list out what you have acquired. Like I told you, the most important thing is just that ensure you add value. Even when you are renting, ensure that people who are occupying your building, they are enjoying it. They are not regretting, and they are not feeling the pain of being in your property. Rather, they are enjoying the benefit that their money is giving to them. That is how you must think when you are talking about real estate investment and how to be a smart investor making good money. And of course, with all of this I have shared with you, I hope you have gained value, because this is what is very important to us. At Berkeley Consult, we are keen to ensuring that you make the right investment decision. That is why this page you are currently watching us live from, the Real Estate Made Easy, is created. I remain your humble real estate advisor, property consultant. So if you have seen this video to this stage, I say congratulations to you and thank you so much for your time and for your energy. I hope you have gained value, because this is what we are after. You are after ensuring that you make the best of real estate investment decision as a smart investor. That is why Beckley Consult Nigeria Limited created this page called the Real Estate Made Easy, to make real estate investment easy for smart investors. Whether you are in Nigeria or you are in diaspora, real estate investment can actually be easy. Forget about the pains people have passed through. Forget about the untold hardship people have told you. People are still making smart and real investment decisions, and people are enjoying and they are making good money. Why can't you be one of them? So that is why we have created this platform, to educate you and to enable you to make informed real estate investment decisions. So I will implore you to please kindly subscribe to this channel, like this video, and of course share. Also turn on the notification bell so that you can know whenever I post new video. This you expect every day. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your kind attention. See you next time. Cheers.